Hey guys, it's C. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another episode of Vlogtober. So today we are making another soup. I did have to redeem myself from that other soup I made. But today we're making lasagna soup. And this is a pretty simple, easy to follow recipe. And it doesn't have that many ingredients. So some people use ground beef, but I don't eat beef, so I did ground turkey. So basically you need ground turkey, some type of shredded cheese. I used Parmesan. I also used some shredded COLBY cheese too, but I forgot to show that. You need an onion. You need some ricotta cheese if you like heavy whipping cream. That's not a definite, but you can use it if you want. I used spaghetti sauce and garlic, seasonings, lasagna noodles, of course, and also some chicken broth. And you can add onion or not, but I just went ahead and chopped up an onion. It was a small onion, so I used the whole thing, and I just went ahead and chopped that up. And then all you have to do basically is go ahead and put your turkey or either your beef in a pan and in a pot. Normally when I'm cooking, like even when I'm cooking spaghetti or something, I'm using two separate pots. But I kept seeing this recipe all over and people kept saying one pot. So I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and do it in one pot. And I've never really, maybe once I think, but probably never cooked my ground beef or ground turkey in, a stock pot or whatever you call this type of pot. But that's what I did this time. So I just went ahead and started browning that up. And then I added in my seasonings. And this time I ran out of my regular Tony's, y'all. And I tried to do a Target pickup order and add it to my order. And, the order went through. And then when I was going to pick it up, he told me that the Tony's was out of stock. And I wasn't stopping anywhere else. So I just had to use what I had at home. So that's what I did there. Added that in and continued to brown the ground turkey. And I added a little bit of oil. The turkey that I got, of course, was very lean, so it didn't have much oil or fat in it or whatever. And so I just added just a little bit, not enough for me to have to drain later, but just enough to where it cooked real good and even in the pan. And so then I went ahead and added in the onions. And once I added those in, I just went ahead and finished browning it. So this is basically what it's looking like while it's cooking. And so, like I said, I just went ahead and finished browning that up, and then I set that to the side once I got finished. And so I went ahead and used those lasagna noodles. I think I saw a recipe. I made this recipe probably about four years ago for the first time. And then I was eating beef and pork, so I had ground beef and Italian sausage in it. But a recipe that I found back then had some type of noodles that were already small like this, but I forgot what they were called. But now I see the recipes everybody's using just the regular lasagna noodles, and they're breaking them up. So I bought one package of those noodles, and that's what that right there looks like. And then I just set those to the side, but I ended up using more once I put those in. I don't think I added it in while I was filming, but once I put those in, I noticed that I could have probably just used a few more. So I went back and added 4 more. So there I just went ahead and added in the chicken broth. I used 1 full container of chicken broth, mixed that in, and then I used spaghetti sauce ragu. Other recipes, and I guess more authentic recipes that people use, they used cans of diced tomatoes, and they used tomato paste. But I don't like tomatoes, and so the cans of diced tomatoes, it was just too big of chunks of tomatoes for me. And so I did see one recipe where somebody said they used spaghetti sauce, so that's what I ended up using instead of the paste and the diced tomatoes. And I used 2 jars of that ragu spaghetti sauce. And so I went ahead and stirred that up so that everything can mix in evenly. And then once it started boiling, then I went ahead and dropped those noodles in there. I probably let it boil for probably about maybe a minute or so, and then I turned it down some and covered it, and then I let it what you call it, y'all? I can't even think. Not steam, but whatever the word is. If I can remember, I'll pop it on the screen. But yeah, I let it do its thing for about 15 minutes, and then I came back and I added in some of this heavy whipping cream. Now, you don't have to use the heavy whipping cream, because actually when I poured it in there, I was like, oh Lord, I done messed up a whole nother soup with some heavy whipping cream. But I've seen some recipes that use the heavy whipping cream and some that didn't. So I used it, and it just basically made it a little more creamier than it would be without it, which I think was good. My husband gets heartburn sometimes, or acid reflux, when he eats like red saucy stuff, but he said he didn't get it this time, and I think it's because the heavy whipping cream was added in there. So anyway, while all that was cooking on the stove, I went in and just made some crescent rolls. I thought I had garlic bread in there, but I didn't, so I used the crescent rolls and made like a garlic butter sauce to go on top. And guys, this is basically how it turned out. It was really, really good. Of course, this time it's more soupy, and what I was looking for in the first soup that I made. If you haven't watched that video, go back and watch it. But it turned out really good. And there I'm just adding in the Parmesan cheese and then that Colby Jack mixture cheese on top. And then I'm not really a ricotta cheese person, which is why I don't really eat some people's lasagna, because they put a whole lot of ricotta cheese in it, and I don't really like it. And I wasn't going to use it on this one, but I said I'll go ahead and just try it in. So I just added a very small amount on top. And then once I put that on there, then I just sprinkled some dried parsley on top. And it was really, really good, y'all. Like, I went ahead and plated it up and put my crescent rolls with it, and it was really, really good. And I just mixed it all up and ate it, guys, and it was really, really good. So if you choose to make this recipe, let me know in the comments, because I promise you it's good. This is one that's going to be used again this season. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope y'all come back tomorrow for another day of Vlogtober. Definitely 10 out of 10 recommend.